workers in British Columbia, including migrant workers, have the right to refuse unsafe work. If a worker believes that performing a job or task puts them or someone else at risk, they must not perform the job or task. Workers must immediately notify their supervisor or employer, who must then take the appropriate steps to determine if the work is unsafe and find a solution. Workers are the eyes and ears on the front line of workplace health and safety. When workers refuse work because they believe it is unsafe, employers need to consider it an opportunity to investigate and correct a situation that could have caused harm. Examples of possible unsafe work situations include lack of training, equipment, and PPE when working with or around pesticides, chemicals, asbestos, silica, or COVID-19. It may also include, but is not limited to, working at heights without fall protection, moving large, heavy, and awkward items without proper equipment or assistance, and using tools and equipment without adequate training and guarding. Workers have the right to refuse to perform a specific job or task they believe is unsafe without being disciplined by the employer. Workers can call the WorkSafe BC Prevention Information Line to discuss their situation if their working conditions have changed due to having refused unsafe work. The WorkSafe BC Prevention Information Line also takes anonymous calls if the worker has questions about their rights. While the issue is being solved, the employer or supervisor may temporarily assign a new task to the worker at no loss in pay. These are the steps to follow when work might be unsafe. 1. Report the unsafe condition or procedure. Workers must immediately report the unsafe condition to a supervisor or employer. The supervisor or employer must investigate the matter and fix it, if possible, and report back to the worker if they feel the situation is not unsafe and the reasons for it. 2. If a worker still views work as unsafe after a supervisor or employer has said it is safe to perform a job or task, the worker needs to communicate this to their supervisor or employer. The supervisor or employer must investigate the problem and ensure any unsafe condition is fixed. This investigation must take place in the presence of the worker and a worker representative of the Joint Health and Safety Committee, a worker chosen by the workers' trade union, or the worker who first reported the unsafe condition can choose to have another worker present at the investigation. 3. If a worker still views work as unsafe, notify WorkSafe BC. If the matter is not resolved, the worker, the supervisor, or employer must contact WorkSafe BC. A prevention officer will then investigate and take steps to find a solution. To report a fatality, serious incident, or unsafe working conditions, or if you have any questions about health and safety at your workplace, call WorkSafe BC Prevention Information Line at 1-888-621-7233. That's 1-888-621-SAFE. Anonymous complaints are accepted. When calling, say the word translation if you need language assistance. For more information, visit www.worksafebc.com.